This Could Get Dicey is an imperfect Dungeons & Dragons game played imperfectly. Like the name suggests, this podcast could get dicey. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Welcome to This Could Get Dicey, a D&D podcast where a group of buds get to unwind from their 9-to-5s and step into the world of Drugala. My name is Destiny Nieto. I play Lü'mis Bjorn. And before things get a little too dicey, I'd just like to say it's a beautiful day to have a yummy bowl of warm ramen.
I almost had ramen tonight. I almost went and got some for myself.
Ramen?
It's nice and cold tonight.
Ramen hurt my tummy.
You gotta get your tum checked out, man.
No, I think it's the pork broth. It's the pork broth. I did chicken once and it was
there's
fine.
There's
I should try
chicken.
veggie.
Yeah.
There's different types of broths.
But pork ramen hurt my tummy.
Pork tonkatsu is the only thing I want to consume breakfast morning and AM
breakfast
time.
morning the day.
My name is Alex Villarreal. I am playing the character of Ellis Vindove, and today is a beautiful day to make a big pot of red sauce and eat it.
Okay, so
with a
both
spoon in a bowl.
doubling down on the noodles.
It's a noodly day.
Yes, a big pot of red gravy.
Okay, I'm Kenny Chilton, and it's a beautiful day to go to Costco, but don't go in the main door. You walk around to the right a little bit, and they have a liquor store, and they sell liquor for so cheap.
So fucking cheap, dude. Kirkland really knows how to get the sauce a-flowing.
Kirkland, sponsor us, please.
Just liquor and hot dogs.
My name is Becky Schmader, and I am the game master for This Could Get Dicey. Today is a beautiful day to make the sound of the mummy when they did the little, I don't know what that's called, but it goes, ha! It's a beautiful day to make that sound.
There's different opinions on what the mummy would have said.
Does everyone want to try it?
Ha! Ha!
Oh, Alex's was good. Alex's was really good.
Yeah, that was like
Alex
it.
is really good. I don't even... Okay. Ha! That was too high.
I'm gonna do some fucked up editing to those sounds.
Okay. Let us begin. We return now to our adventurers. Previously, they had each awoken within a cave and worked together to free themselves and defeat 4 bandits, leaving 1, Gramps, to escape into the wilderness. The 3 realized they were all traveling to Mistfall, so they might as well go together, and that is where we find you all, entering into the streets of Mistfall, the city within the woods. Past the white stone walls and going up Main Street, you see plenty of shops and stalls selling goods, hunters packing up the last of their morning hunt, blacksmiths peddling their freshly hammered goods. You see the rarities of Mistfall as well, delicate circlets and amulets inlaid with beautiful jewels, silver with beautiful carvings in them depicting stories from the area. And by the way, it is Tuesday, the 2nd day of Wind Crisp, because we cannot use normal months because of my immersion problem. So we will be calling this month Wind Crisp.
We did talk about crisps the last episode, so I think
perhaps it was a little inspiring. Yeah, and I said there was a warm crisp in the air because there were just apple crisp floating through the air. But yes, this is where you find yourselves in the streets of Mistfall.
I would assume that's like autumn.
Yes.
Okay.
For the listeners at home, Wind Crisp is autumn.
Okay, all right.
Ellis, you know the place, right? What do you suggest we do first?
I mean, Really, it's kind of. I just go where the wind takes me, and the best part about Mistfall is that the wind's constantly just kind of like, oh, you can you could smell it. Like, can you smell this town? Becky, what does this town smell like?
It's very fresh. There's you're near a river. There's lots of leaves, and the leaves are now turning sort of, oranges, yellows, reds. So it's probably starting to smell like dying leaves, but like in a good way, like the smell of fall right now. Way. Yeah, nature is very strong here, but there is like a faint smell of like a forge, like a forge coming from somewhere within the city. You don't see one right now, but you assume that there's some large forge here, as this is like a master craftsman sort of city.
Word. Well, I mean, it remind me too. It's fairly like late in the day, correct?
Yeah, it's like around dinner time right now, like a 5 or 6.
I know we munched on some stew inside that cave. It wasn't very good. It's not sitting right, but I'm still a little peckish. I mean, y'all wanna find a tavern or some sort of inn to kind of post up in for the night? Maybe get to know each other a little bit more.
As long as it's not too fancy or expensive or lavish, something ordinary seems good.
Something low key for me would be great as well.
All right, low key. Well, I know a few places around here, and Becky, do I know of like a very like chill sort of tavern that I've been to before?
You do. You know that there's probably like one. There's a couple places you could stay in town, or a couple places you could drink in town. But there's one place that you gotta go to if you come to Mistfall, and that's the Squirrel's Folly.
Ooh.
You kind of guide everyone through the streets, weaving a little bit, and take a left off of Main Street, and you head towards a very large tree. And on one side, you see a mechanical lift exists, so that way carts, travelers, and wagons can kind of be like lifted up on the mechanical lift up to a grand porch that wraps halfway around a tree, and a building sort of wraps around the other half of the tree. And I know you said low key, but this is just like the place to be in town. And Ellis, this is the Squirrel's Folly. You've been here many a time before. It's a large tavern and inn. The first level is the tavern portion, and it has a gentle sloping ramp that wraps upward around the tree to get to the inn portion. The tavern looks out through the woods towards the waterfall, and a faint mist carries through the breeze to those sitting in the tavern.
Nice.
Yeah. You all walk it, or you take the lift up, kind of joining a couple other people, taking like their horses up to tie them outside. And a furbolg woman is kind of rushing around about as you enter, and you know this to be the owner of the tavern, as you've seen her many a time before, Ellis.
Do I know their name?
You do. Good point. You do know their name because you've met them a few times. Their name is Alarin Sage.
Fabulous. As we sort of enter the tavern, I say, I've learned a few things traveling, throughout my course, sort of doing my own thing, and sometimes being low key. The best way to be low key is to be in the most poppin' place in town. Isn't this place just like isn't this gorgeous?
You cannot deny its beauty, and what's even cooler to me is just how successful it looks. Look at all the people here. This is such a fun environment. The lift, the beautiful view, the namesake of the city is right here in the tavern. The mist and the falling.
I know. How about this? I've met the owner a couple times. I don't remember necessarily what the terms we left off on. I go in and out of a lot of taverns and inns, but that's a Lauren. How about y'all go find a table and I'll go get the first round. It's on me.
Great. You go do that, and you walk up to the bar, where you see Lauren has now kind of returned from rushing drinks out, and oh, hello there, Ellis. It's been so long since I've seen you here. You got yourself into trouble again?
I would appreciate it, Lauren, if you maybe kept my name a little bit low on the profile, but I will say it is wonderful to be back in your establishment. It's always a pleasure to be here. I've been in many of these cities across at least like this side of the continent, and yours always is the best.
Thank you.
I'm traveling with some new friends. They've never been here before. I'd like to. We're probably going to crash here for the night if y'all have rooms available. If I can get a couple rounds of drinks and I'd like to lock in some rooms. Let's just go ahead and take care of that while we can.
Absolutely. Well, I will be sure to keep your name on the low. And it's good to see you again. And thank you for bringing some people to the inn for our business. It's 1 gold piece per person for a room. You get your little cubby, and you'll get a meal at breakfast time, as you remember. For ales, it's 1 silver piece per ale, as you remember, of course, Ellis. And if you all need a hot meal, tonight we're having some biscuits and meat and mashed potatoes, a good hearty meal, and that will be 2 silver pieces for a meal.
I go ahead and hand her 5 gold to cover meals, drinks, and plates of food for the night. At least 1 round of drinks for sure.
Excellent.
And I go, I'm like, I got more to come. Lauren, I love staying here. You keep us fed. You keep the drinks coming, and more gold will come your way, my friend.
Excellent. I will get that out to you right away. Thank you so much, and here are the keys for your friends and their rooms and your room.
Thank you, my friend.
Meanwhile, while that interaction is happening, Lü'mis and I are going to find a table, and I'll just lean over and whisper, Lü'mis, is there a table that seems best for you? You seem like you want to kind of be out of the spotlight.
Yeah, that would be great. And I believe that would be my preferred table. And Lou just points to the most darkest corner of this tavern that they can spot.
Definitely, yeah. In the tavern area, one side has windows that kind of open to the Mistfall, or the mist falling, and then there's the other side which is against the tree, and it's definitely there's a dark corner that you're able to kind of find and tuck yourselves into.
All right, you take the tree side, if that's okay.
That sounds great. And as I feel like as Lou takes the trees side, you don't even really see him anymore. It's just so dark. You would have to pay close attention to realize there is a human there. Kind of just sulks into the darkness.
Emil sits at the furthest possible spot, at the same table, but with a good amount of escape distance between himself and Lü'mis. Just say, yeah, plenty of room here. Let me just save all these seats when our other friend comes back, and just scooch to the end of the table.
What are the drinks that is it ale? Is it a cider?
It's just a nice solid brown ale. Just
lovely,
beautiful, perfect brown ale.
I love me brown. In real life, I love me brown ale.
Brown ale, so good.
It's the best color of ale. I walk back to the table, and I see Emil, and I'm like, here you go, bud. I'm like, where'd Lü'mis go? He probably went to go use the potty, right? It was a long travel.
I'm right here.
And I almost spill my drink, oh my god.
Yeah, you just see Lü'mis's face just kind of barely come out of the darkness, so you just see pale white out of nowhere.
Good one, Lü'mis.
Yeah, you really got me. Here's some regular good old brown ales to go around. I go ahead and I'll hear y'all's keys for the evening. I already went. Don't worry about it. We got rooms. There should be some plates of food coming as well. That furbolg behind the counter, that's a Lauren. She runs this bar. Super nice, super sweet. Be kind to her. She runs a tip top tavern. and she knows me very well. I've been here quite a bit, so let's stay in those good graces.
Of course,
Did
of course.
you get a discount for these? How much do we owe you?
Oh, don't worry about it, my friend. It's all me. And
I
prices
don't
here.
like to owe people money.
I wouldn't like you to think of it as you owing me money. It's like a gift. We're new friends, having a meal, sharing a drink. How about this? Next round's on you.
Sure.
Great.
Lü'mis, we would not have escaped that cave without your distinct brutality. So,
For real.
if anything, I should pay you back, Ellis. I'm not sure I would have gotten out without the two of you. So, let's raise a glass, huh? Cheers to us for getting out alive.
For real. To new friends and not dying in a cave.
To Gramps.
Clink.
Ellis, that's very generous of you. You have a steady stream of income? What's your profession?
Steady stream of income is non-existent, but I travel around a little bit. I'm originally from Honeyguard, a little island off the East Coast, but I haven't been back there in a long time. But I've just kind of been traveling around. I do odd jobs for folks. Sometimes I get people out of trouble. Sometimes I get myself into trouble, and then I have to find myself out of trouble. And you could say that's why I'm in Mistfall right now. But yeah, everywhere. The way I look at it, everywhere you go, there's money to be made. There's friends to make. There's also enemies to make. And the coin usually follows. So I'm as free as the wind right now, baby.
You have enemies we should be worried about?
I don't know. There are people that don't like me. There are people that love me. I don't really stir up too much trouble. But sometimes, deal goes bad. Sometimes, things go wrong. But enough about me. Emil, what are you doing in this fine city?
I'm seeking business expansion opportunities for a business I run in Venzor. It's taken off and it's doing quite well. So here in Mistfall, I'm looking to meet a specific someone who might have a product I could begin selling. It's a rare flower.
Ooh, what you said you own like a store, a shop?
Yes, some associates and I have a business, Venzor's Varieties, it's called. And we don't specialize in anything. We are a general store. We sell all kinds of goods, and that is what we are looking to. We've done quite well. It's kind of a rarity, actually, for a business to be general in nature. It's grown faster than I could have expected, and I'm ready to expand. It's quite a dream, honestly. We're doing quite well.
That's lovely to hear, my friend.
What about you, Lü'mis?
I've come ways of Mooncrest to find a certain professor at the academy to advance my studies, I guess you could say.
Ooh, scholarly. What you studying, if you don't mind me asking?
Death.
Cool. Neato.
Lü'mis chokes on his brown ale. Sorry, it's tart. Sorry.
Well, look, I know we just met. I don't want to be too bold here, but surviving certain death in a cave, if that's not bonding, I don't know what is. So if you're looking for a guide, I know where the library or academy is. It's hard to miss, but I'd be happy to guide you. And Emil, if you're looking for a hand or two, I'm always looking to make some coin.
Yes, I'd be okay with an arrangement of sorts where no more charity. I'd like to pay you if you're going to work for me.
Yeah. Or we could just, kind of see where the wind takes us. Maybe we can form our own little partnership. I don't want to be too brash here.
Based on our previous experiences, it kind of seems like you need us in case things go sour. You kind of didn't really do much during the fight?
Yeah, I more diplomatic than. Oh, sorry. I assume we're both sitting across from Lü'mis. We're talking to me or we're talking to Ellis? What? Which one? Me?
Well, I mean, you spoke first, so I think you know who I'm talking about.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I prefer to work my way out of situations with talk. No offense, Ellis. I didn't get where I am today by letting the wind dictate my direction. I like to take charge and forge my path, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. So, if you're willing to come with me, I would appreciate the company and honestly the protection. You're right, Lü'mis. I'm not the best at defending myself.
Look, I mean, one, confidence, sexy. Two, you should at least have a knife on you. Do you have a knife on you? Like, do you have like any like? I pull out a dagger. I'm just like, I always keep a dagger, and I pull out my crossbow. I'm like, I mean, I'm not necessarily the best with these things, but like, if you're gonna be a traveling salesman, there's some. I mean, you just got kidnapped, fool. There's gonna be some evil folks on the road.
No, that's great advice. Yeah, maybe I'll look while we're here for something to carry with me.
Ellis, may I ask you a question?
Shoot, my new friend.
You keep referring to us as fools. I don't think I've ever heard someone call, I guess you'd say we're acquaintances, fools before in my time. Is that like a slang word here?
My apologies. Sometimes the honey guard comes out. We have our own little bit of slang over on the East Coast. It's a term of endearment. I mean, I'm a fool, you're a fool. We're friends. We're we're all sorts of things.
Oh my god.
Oh, yes, make it fantasy canon.
East Coast, Beast Coast. You know that's what they say.
At that point, Lauren comes over and she goes,
kicks us out of the bar.
No, hello, fools. Here's your dinner.
See, I've taught Lauren a little bit of the honey guard.
It's so good to see you, fool, and I'm so glad that you brought other fools. Am I using this right, Ellis?
You're Lauren. You are killing
Thank
it.
you.
Loving it.
Oh, thank you. I was a little nervous. I don't want to mess up your dialect, you know.
Alarin, it was? You said Alarin
Oh, yes.
Was your name?
Yes, my name's Alarin. I'm the proprietor here of the Squirrel's Folly. Who might you all be?
I stand up and like straighten my jacket and reach a hand out to shake your hand. My name's Emil Mazak, and it's nice to meet the owner of a business as clearly successful as this one. You've done quite a job here. I own a business myself, and we are looking to expand, and hopefully we can be as impactful as you are here. You have a beautiful establishment.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Yeah, we've been a business for a while. I mean, it's like a family business, you know. Furbolgs love the forest. That's what people say. Anyways, maybe you'll find a storefront here for your business. That'd be nice.
Maybe someday. I call Venzor home, and I love the city itself. It's full of life. This one is full of life in a different way.
Oh,
quite
Venzor
literal,
scares me. Oh,
like
those people
herbology.
are... Oh, the people of Venzor are scary. They're just so political and
there's
business
a-
folk, you know?
Yeah, there's a vibrancy to them, to their coins. Yes, I agree with that. And
I like
find
that term.
Quite, what, vibrancy?
Vibrancy to their coin.
Yeah, I think it.
Oh.
People really speak with their coin pouches there, and I quite enjoy that.
Oh, that's very Oh my god, I didn't see your other friend here for a second. Oh my goodness, you really blended in with the tree there.
The name's Lü'mis, Bjorn.
My name's Lauren. Welcome. I'm sorry if there's too much sunlight in here. I mean, the sun's pretty much down now. Is it too sunny still?
No, this is good.
Okay, I just, we like to get feedback to make the best inn we can. No one's really ever said, though, it's too sunny.
Alarin, you run easily my favorite tavern.
Thank you.
In all of Drugala. Does she have like the plates of food?
Oh yeah. She's provided you all with it's meat and potatoes and biscuits, a very carb heavy and protein heavy meal. I hope this is okay. This is what we're serving tonight. But if you'd like something different, just like feedback, we like taking customer requests for food.
That's quite an accommodating business model. This looks incredible after our day of travel and danger on the road. Alarin, this looks delicious.
Oh, good. I will let our chef know.
The plate gets placed in front of Ellis, and like before it's even like fully hit the table, like he is like eating.
A hungry boy.
This plate right here is what I always come back for.
This one's always been your favorite, yeah. You love meat and potatoes.
I do. It's like chomping through it. Ellis is eating like it's like it's the last time he's gonna eat. Like he's like eating food. And as I like take a bite off of bread, I'm like, well, thank you, Alarin. We'll be sure to let you know. We'll probably get another round over here soon.
Alarin, I have a question for you.
Oh,
as
sure.
Someone who assumedly lives and works here.
I do.
I need to meet with a member of the Citrine delegation.
Oh.
How might I go about that?
Well, they all kind of have different, sometimes they're hard to find, sometimes they're easy to find. Usually your best bet is to go to the academy and see if they're available for a meeting. Sometimes it's hard to get a meeting with them, and they prefer, like setting up an appointment. But that's your best bet. There's a real nice guy. His name's Dev Lassier, and he works the front desk of the Academy of Mistfall. You could ask for him if you don't. Well, actually, he's right over there, actually. And you see, Alarin points to kind of near one of the windows, looking out into the water. A man with brown skin, long brown hair, small glasses on his nose, reading a book and sipping on a cup of some sort of hot beverage.
Nerd.
And that's Dev. He's does a good
Sorry,
job.
that was not Emil. That was Kenny.
Oh, I guess he is a nerd. Yeah, sure.
No.
Okay.
Wow, that's more helpful than I could have ever expected. Your hospitality matches the beauty of your location.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Do you think he'd be open for me joining him for just a second?
He keeps to himself usually, but you might be able to introduce yourself. I'm sure he comes here and reads every night, so it's not really like this is his reading night, and you shouldn't bother him.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's extremely helpful. I will take out 1 copper piece and say, for your troubles.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. She puts it in a little coin purse.
You just slid someone a nickel.
Basically.
Does Lü'mis and Ellis like clock that he Emil tipped a copper piece?
Do they? Were you doing it like slightly?
No,
out of hand,
I don't think I'm doing it slightly. I think it's pretty out there. I was like very openly talking to
You're
her.
like,
So.
here is a nickel.
Buy yourself a caramel.
But Alarin's not like offended by it at all. Definitely, just like, oh, that's great, thank you.
Just she turns around and just throws it on the ground.
I got it.
There's like 50 copper on the ground. Do I know if there's a relationship between the delegation and the academy? Are they the same entity? Are they separate?
They're separate, but many of the Citrine delegation members are like professors at the academy, or they just kind of like have offices there, just as like a spot for it is a home for knowledge. The Citrine delegation surrounds themselves with knowledge frequently, so they kind of home base there.
I turn to my two associates here and say, do you mind if I step away for just a moment? I'm going to go talk to the gentleman she just pointed out to try and get us an inn at the academy. Lü'mis, you might find that of interest. Maybe I could invite him to our table.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah, dude. I'm not your dad. You can go do whatever you want to do.
Okay, excuse me. And I'll walk in that direction.
Cool. You walk over to the person pointed out as Dev Lassier.
Do I see what he's reading? Like, what kind of book is he reading?
Roll a perception check as you kind of walk over.
That is a natural 20 for a total of 22.
He's reading a book about learned arcana, which means sort of people who are wizards, typically.
I'll approach the table and clear my throat as I get there. Hello.
Oh, hi there.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry to interrupt. You look like you're working hard at something. I certainly don't know anything about the arcane, but it looks like you're working hard on something. And I apologize to interrupt.
Oh, just enjoying a book. Just a good book from the library, can't beat those.
Oh, I mean, libraries are the best. I could go on all day about the free books.
Yes.
Well, my name is Emil Mazak, and I'm a business owner in Venzor, and I'm here on business. I'm hoping to make a connection with someone at the delegation, someone at the academy, and Alarin was kind enough to point me in your direction as someone who works at the academy, and I wanted to make acquaintances and see if you would join my associates and I. We would happily pay for a drink and a meal if you would join us for just a conversation.
Roll just a persuasion check here as you come up to this guy.
F. Let's see. Persuasion. A 3.
That's very, very kind of you, but I'd really like to just read my book, I think. But if you tell me who you're looking for, I could at least sort of give you some advice about that at the very least.
Sure, I don't want to interrupt you. I'm looking for someone named Danielle Stravich. I think she's a studier of plants or botany or something like that.
Absolutely, yes.
Am I saying the name correctly?
You are, yes. Danielle Stravich, one of the premier professors of botany. You can find her there. She usually doesn't take random sort of calls and meetings. However, you are in luck. You're not a student, I assume, of the academy, but we are having an open house tomorrow evening for the academy. For those interested, they can go around and see the offerings of the academy. She should be there tomorrow evening in the botany wing, if that would be of interest to you.
The academy seems like a very smart place. A little taste of the product before
Absolutely.
getting people hooked. That's genius.
Yes, we try. The academy is free to attend, but we only have annual admittances, and so unfortunately the admittance period has ended. But you can learn.
That's okay.
So that way you okay. All right.
Dev, you've been more than helpful. I hope you enjoy your book about spells or whatever, and enjoy your night. Thank you very much.
I hope to see you at the academy open house tomorrow.
You will. I'm certain of it.
Oh, excellent. And he goes back to reading his book.
I would assume while that conversation was going on, Ellis was still chowing down on his meal.
Absolutely.
Okay. So as Ellis is continuously chowing down on his meal, you notice Lü'mis just not necessarily playing with his food, but just fidgeting with the fork, not really touching his food at all. Looks at Ellis and asks, Ellis, may I ask you another question?
You're chock full of them, my friend. Go ask away.
I've noticed you eat like there's no tomorrow. Is that a personal choice? Is that a digestive system problem?
When you point that out, Ellis kind of like stops and was like, I apologize. Sometimes my manners get away from me. You sort of see like Ellis like immediately like is probably holding a fork and knife in a very like for lack of a better term, like cavemanish, like just like shoveling food in. But when you point that out, like it shifts to like very like sort of proper. And he like slows down a little bit, and he's just like, look, I've been, long story short, I've been traveling by myself for a long time, and it's surprising how you don't know sometimes when your next meal is gonna be, when the food's in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. It seems very simple, seems silly, I know. Just to food is in abundance for lots of folks. It was for me for a long time. If you got it, eat it. Speaking of which, are you gonna finish that at all?
Lü'mis just pushes the tray towards Ellis and doesn't say anything.
Oh, fuck yeah. And I just like grab Lü'mis's plate and just kind of like gets the fork and scrapes onto my plate. And I'm like, if you're hungry later, just let me know. I can talk to Lauren and she'll whip you up something fierce. It's the best food in the whole place. And I just kind of still being conscious of like my silverware manners, but I'm like still like eating and like continuing to like try to make small talk in between bites with Lü'mis.
So he doesn't want to come over. He's being shy. But good news. There's an open house at the academy tomorrow, and that's also where I need to go. So Lü'mis, Ellis, do you want to stick together tomorrow? I'm happy. If this business endeavor pays off, I'm happy to provide some of the profit to supplement.
I'm not opposed.
I've been to Mistfall several times. I've never been to the academy, and it just looks so lovely. I would love to take a tour of the inside. So sure, I'm happy to join you.
Yeah, the business class loves its educated population. So I love academies.
Great.
Sports and outdoors.
The tavern is starting to kind of fill up as you all enjoy your evening. Travelers coming in to stay for the night. Those who work around town at the docks and shops and warehouses are coming in for an evening ale or dinner to relax. As you all kind of keep enjoying your evening, having another drink or so, go ahead and roll a perception check to see if you see anything of interest around the tavern.
23 for Ellis.
17.
21.
Okay.
Ooh.
All three of you.
Good rolls, y'all.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good rolls.
The conversation just lulls, and we're all just looking around.
It's just that
What's
awkward
going
part where
on?
no one wants to make small talk
We're all
anymore,
all looking
especially
for
not
something
Lü'mis.
to, yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking for something to talk about. Please, God, something happened.
You see, you all three see a table of a few dock and warehouse worker types rolling dice. There's an orc man, a half-orc woman, an elven man, and a dwarven man. Emil and Lü'mis. You also see two folks sitting at a table having a rather heated but hushed discussion. An orc woman, wavy black hair that goes just below her ears, swept over to a side part, light green hue to her skin, small tusk peeking out from her bottom lip. The other, a human woman, long blonde, wavy hair pulled back into a ponytail on the back of her head. You see, cutting across her face from forehead to right cheek, a fairly fresh cut. That is what you see at like another table. So the dice rollers are kind of in the middle of the inn, sort of gathering people as to join in on the gambling a little bit, and the two having a more heated discussion are kind of against the tree as well, in the more like discreet part of the tavern. Sort of near the area where people like would leave to go up to their rooms.
Ellis is kind of immediately like maybe finishing his last bites of the food and sees the dice table and says, "You fellas like to gamble at all?"
I like a calculated risk, but I'm not sure a gamble is necessarily good sense for me, at least. Maybe in my youth.
Great stuff. Lü'mis, you like to gamble?
Thinking about it, I don't think I've ever actually gambled in my life gambled dice before.
Well, I mean, like, pretty simple concept. Put money on, roll, like, do a thing. If the thing is good for you, you get more money. If it's not good for you, you lose money. And you know, it's a bit of a vice of mine, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. If any of y'all would like to join me, I'm about to pop over and see what those folks are cooking up.
I'd be happy to watch.
I'll join you, I guess. I've never tried it before, like I said.
Oh my gosh, come on, let's do this.
Great. You all walk over to the dice table, and there's the orc man, half-orc woman, elven man, dwarven man. Did I say woman? One of them's a woman. Anyways, you walk over, and the orc man's like, come on in, you ready to roll some dice with us, boys? Speaking to you two.
I pull out my coin purse, and I like pull out a gold piece, and I just kind of like flick it onto the table. I'm just like, I'm always ready to roll, my friends. What are we shooting?
Tonight we're playing Pig. You ever played it before?
I could be lying. I could not be lying. I go, yeah, I've played Pig before.
Sit on down. That gold piece will go a long way. We don't have deep pockets here, my friend. And as you sit down, he's like, the ante's only 1 silver piece. I don't know where you play high stakes roller, but we're all dock workers and warehouse folk, so damn.
Just consider me trying to get into y'all's good graces. And I'll say, I'm like, consider it admission for me and my friend here.
Excellent. So yes, to play Pig, this is a real dice game. It's a real dice game that real people play, not in D&D world. But to play, the ante is 1 silver piece to enter a round. You roll your d6 as many times as you would like, but if you roll a 1, you lose all your points and the round ends. Whoever has the highest score at the end of the round wins the pot. So everyone keeps just rolling. If you roll a 1, you're done. And then,
but you can back out if you feel like you've got a cool number to stop at.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so once everyone's kind of like, I think I've taken my calculated risk, then you can all stop.
Is it like, so is this just like Greedy Grandma?
I don't know what that is. What's Greedy Grandma?
That sounds great. I've never heard of this, and I'm so intrigued.
Say a lot more about that.
I've only played it once. There's another term. You just roll dice, and then you're trying to hit a number, but if you get too high of a number, then you're greedy, then you lose. I know that's a really bad way to explain it, but that's what it is.
Sort of like blackjack for dice sort of a thing.
Pig is also, I think, has anyone ever played Pass the Pig?
I've never heard of it.
There's like an actual little pig that you play with.
Yes, they're actual little pigs, and anyways, let's roll some dice, everybody.
I love this.
So yeah, ante is 1 silver piece to ante up. All 4 of the people I've mentioned. The orc man goes, my name's Gash, by the way. Pleasure to roll dice with you.
Nice to meet you, Gash. My name is Ellis. This is my friend Lü'mis. Let's roll some bones.
Pleasure. Okay, so everybody start rolling and keep count of your score.
Y'all, we're getting dicey.
I know, this is literally, you've been doing it.
Oh my god.
I opted out of the dicing.
This could get dicey, but somebody sat out.
My actual real life love for gambling is really coming into play here.
You see Lü'mis roll once, and then once more, looks at the table and turns to Ellis and goes, "This is pointless," and walks away. You see that he rolled a 1.
It happens to the best of us, friend. I've rolled 8 times. I'm gonna roll 2 more times.
Okay, yeah, I'm still rolling for these people. You see that 3 of them have all kind of like thrown their dice. They busted. But the orc woman, my name's Jean. What you got? What'd you get, partner?
Well, fingers are a little rusty, so I decided to back off after 10. I got a 37.
All right. You win this one.
I happily take, I imagine with 4 silver.
4 silver, yeah.
I take 3, I leave 1 on the table. We don't have to keep playing. I sit and I play a couple more rounds. Like,
great. Well, let's roll to see how many silver pieces you win. You sit there for quite a while rolling, and some more people join in as they see more people have joined the table, and you win 51 silver pieces.
Oh shit!
Across the night. You know, I think a couple people. That's 5 gold and 1 silver.
5 gold, 1 silver.
Yeah. You sit there, and more people join in. They may be like, people are starting to get a little more confident as their like pot gets a little bigger, so they throw in a couple more than 1 for the ante, and you walk away with quite a bit of money.
While this game is happening, I'll be like on the periphery, but really I'm trying to just pay attention to that table where the conversation looks a little heated and where one of the women looks injured. You said, right?
Mm-hmm.
She had a huge gash on her face. I'm just watching that table to make sure it's not getting too rowdy or like drawing too much attention to this part of the tavern, and that not posing a threat to us, basically.
Sure. Roll another perception check as you're now paying more attention to that table.
Not great. Well, okay, 14.
14. You're able to. It's like heated, but not aggressive by any means. They're not going to like attack each other or attack anybody in the tavern. You hear that the orc woman is upset as the other woman lost her delivery. Like their caravan was ambushed and they lost the delivery, and so it's like that kind of discussion of like, you were supposed to bring me this thing, but you lost it. That kind of thing playing out.
If there seems to be like a moment to do so, I would nudge Lü'mis and say, I don't know how much of a business opportunist you are, but those 2 seem to have lost something valuable, and that typically means opportunity. If someone's seeking something that they want or need, I love to slip in those moments. Do you want to approach and see if we can be of some assistance?
I guess it'd be more exciting than this gambling going on.
Yeah, and probably be less risk. Ugh. And I'll start walking over towards that table.
As they walk by, you just hear Ellis go, "Yeah!"
38 silver so far. Wow. I'll say, okay, let's head over, and I'll approach and once again clear my throat and say, so sorry to interrupt what looks like an important conversation, but I can tell you might be in need of some assistance, and my associate here are pretty good at that in the short time we've known each other.
The orc woman kind of speaks up. I guess we shouldn't have been talking that loud, but we do need some aid. I guess go ahead and sit down with us. She seems like very unsure of the situation a little bit, and the blonde woman speaks up and she goes, I don't think they should be sitting down with us. We don't know them. What is going on? You can't just invite people into our discussion right now, okay? Do you do anything as they're kind of having this
I will stand back for a second and say, I don't want to intrude. It's just I'm a businessman. I'm here from Venzer on business, and I saw that maybe you could use some help. Lü'mis here has a very particular set of skills that lend themselves to helping people who lose things to dangerous situations. And I'm sorry to have overheard. It was not my intention. It's just you were being quite loud.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a charisma check as you're kind of it can be persuasion as you're sort of persuading yourself into this conversation.
6.
The blonde woman speaks up again, and she goes, I think we're quite all right, actually, so I think you all can sort of excuse yourselves for now. But we'll keep you in mind if we need somebody of your skill set, sure.
Right, you can find us at the academy, mingling with the citrine delegation. Have a good night.
Go ahead and roll a perception check as you say that, or insight, whichever as you're
I was
observing the
hoping
table.
for that.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 13.
You do notice that the orc woman kind of bolts up a little bit at the mention of the citrine delegation, and before you walk away, she goes, wait a second. What do you have to do with the citrine? What do you need to talk to the citrine delegation about? What's that all about? Please go ahead. Sit down with us, please.
Not if you don't all want me there. I don't want to be crowding the space.
No, please sit down. That would be fine. You can sit down with us. And the blonde woman kind of begrudgingly scoots over. They're at sort of a booth. And begrudgingly she scoots over, giving you both a spot to sit down.
This is Lü'mis. My name is Emil, and we both have business tomorrow at the open house for the Academy of Mistfall. There, I am hoping to meet with a representative from the citrine delegation, a professor, and I'm positive I will have a good connection with this person.
Well, who are you meeting with? Which professor in particular?
Well, let's keep our business to ourselves until we know each other a little better. I don't want to put all my coins on the table, so to speak. Why don't you go first? What is it you're missing?
Well, let's start with introductions first. I'm Zena Hab. I'm a member of the citrine delegation as well, so perhaps we could help each other to some extent. And this is, and the blonde woman speaks up. My name is Elizabeth Lavix. I'm just a associate of Zena's here.
I don't believe her. Can I roll an insight check?
Go ahead, roll insight check to see what she means by that.
I'll look over at Lü'mis.
Yeah, can I roll one too, just to try to pick up on body language or any sort?
Absolutely.
18 insight check on Elizabeth.
11 insight for Lü'mis.
You definitely both of you notice that Elizabeth kind of is shutting down, definitely keeping something a little bit hidden. You're picking up that, Emil, you're picking up that Elizabeth is a hired associate, and probably noticing now, her garb versus Zena's garb, one would be you're probably a Thieves Guild member, or some sort of bandit group that she hired to do some sort of job, but she's just calling herself an associate.
Seeing that, Emil smells blood in the water. It says, Lü'mis and I have a 100% success rate on our missions together. We have another associate, Ellis, who's quite an accomplished, charismatic personality. So, the three of us, if you need something done, Zena, I am trying to meet with a member of your delegation called Danielle Stravich. She's an expert on plants. She has something I might want to sell in my store.
That's quite funny. Danielle's actually my wife, so I think we could make some sort of deal here of I could introduce you to her, and then maybe you do this job for me.
Isn't life just so funny sometimes? I look at Lü'mis. Just man, I could have been anywhere in the world, and I got to meet you, and Ellis, and Zena here.
Yeah, life's real funny.
Emil tries to compose himself. Zena, why don't you let us know what we can do for you? I would do anything to get a connection with this person.
Sure. Well, I don't want to say too much, but we lost a delivery. It was a caravan coming from Theron Hill and was ambushed east of Haymeadow by some sort of creature. Most of the goods were left, but we're looking for something in particular. It was a box that was carrying some plant matter in it, and Elizabeth here lost the package, and I'm very nervous about what was in the package, the plant matter being gone or escaping or someone taking it.
Escaping? You make it sound like it has a mind of its own.
Perhaps I might have said too much. I don't want to... And she seems like extraordinarily nervous, like doesn't want to talk about this very much, doesn't want to... Is kind of like shutting down and is like, ooh, I might have said too much here about like this thing being alive.
Sandra, I have a business associate who is one of my closest partners, and she has this trick she uses with me. She says, paint a perfect picture of what would happen in this situation. Paint us a picture. My friends and I, we go and do this job for you. What would that look like in your ideal world?
Sure. Ideally, the box is untouched. You pick up the box and you put it on a wagon, probably, as it's quite large. Put it on a wagon and carry it back to Mistfall for me, discreetly, and bring it to myself and Danielle, who will also be studying it.
Lü'mis, what do you think? Can we make that happen?
I mean, it sounds fairly simple enough.
I turn around and look at Ellis at the gambling table, and I just give him like a thumbs up.
I have like 2 handfuls full of silver, and I'm just like,
Oh,
okay.
God.
We can make that work. I think this sounds like a better bet at meeting who I need to meet, but Lü'mis, I don't want to leave you out to dry. You said you have someone to meet as well at the academy, correct?
Yes, but I literally have all the time in the world.
I don't, so if you're willing to concede that I can help you if you help me here.
Yeah, that works for me.
Excellent. Well, if you all want to come by the academy, and I'll tell Dev that we're expecting you. You can have your introduction with Danielle in the morning, and then you all can get prepared to go find the delivery.
Thank you for speaking with us. I know, and I look over at Elizabeth. Maybe you weren't so eager to do so, or at least I look back at Zena. At least your associate wasn't. I think this is going to be a very profitable exchange for both of us.
And you see Elizabeth kind of sit back a little bit further in the booth and is like, yeah, well, whatever needs to be done to fix a mistake, I guess. And do you all leave?
Yeah, I'll leave them.
Okay. You all leave, kind of returning back to your table. And Ellis, what are you doing?
I think around that time, Ellis is like kind of wrapping up at the table, and Ellis stands up, is just like putting a bunch of silver in his coin pouch, and he goes, "Well, my friends," he's like sweating, and he's just like, "Well, my friends, Gash, Gene, Elven Man, Dwarven Man, it's been an absolute pleasure. Stay golden. We'll see you folks later. I will go to the bar really quick to see Lauren, and I'll be like, "Hi, Lauren. I will take 3 more ales, and go ahead and whatever that Dev Lassier guy's drinking, go send him a drink on behalf of my friend Emil. Make it low key. I just want him. We're gonna stop by the academy tomorrow. I just want to make sure that he remembers Emil when we go in. But don't make a big show of it. Don't just hand the drink, move on.
I'll do that just for you. Thank you. Did you have a good time dice rolling tonight?
I always do, and I go ahead and for those 6 silver for the 8 silver for the drinks. I'll go ahead and just throw two gold on the table as an extra 2 gold, two silver tip, and I say, it's been a while since I've been back here to the Squirrel's Folly. Let me tell you, after the day I had, I cannot tell you how happy I am to be here right now.
Oh, thank you, Ellis. Well, I hope I'll send these all out to everybody, but I hope you have a great sleep tonight in our little cubbies.
Miss Sage, I've been looking forward to this cubby all day. And I take our drinks to the table, and I go back to join our group at the table.
Does anybody else want to do anything before wrapping up for bedtime?
No.
Yeah, I think we will just explain to Ellis what our conversation was at that table to make sure he's on board.
Great. Ellis, you return back to the table with another round of drinks. You all partake in one last ale, sort of discussing with Ellis what you all learned from Zena and Elizabeth. Your plan is to go to the academy the next day to have your meeting with Danielle and Zena, and hopefully then go forth and find this delivery that was lost. You all head up the sloping ramp up to the tree section of the inn, where you then see that there are these little tiny rooms sort of secluded, hanging off of this walkway, and you find yourself a little cubby that has a bedroom and a little desk, and you crawl in for the night, and you take a long rest, and that is where we will be ending tonight.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I love this little tavern. I wish this place was real.
Yeah, it sounds so cool.
Thank you.
It's like the Rainforest Cafe, but at least 100 times better.
Elegant. Yeah.
Elegant. And
the menu is not as large.
Yes. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun, really getting descriptive with the stuff here. So
doing a great job. Sounds to me like a group of new friends just got their very first mission. How exciting. Thanks for listening to This Could Get Dicey. You can find us where all podcasts are streamed and on Instagram at TCGDpod. If you found our antics enjoyable, help us out by leaving a rating and a review, and maybe even share it with a friend. Thanks for joining us, and stay tuned for our next episode coming out Wednesday, March 15th.